wrong in part, but still be very important. And viewed that way, the dossier was an incredibly prescient document about what the Russians were doing. But in terms of what it reported about what the Trump campaign was doing, it seems like, and I want to ask you about this, it got some major things wrong. We all know about the Michael Cohen meeting in Prague. Mueller found that never happened. But not only that, it appears that the Southern District prosecutors found that Michael Cohen was not conspiring with the Russians at all, despite what the dossier saying that he was. The dossier said there was a well-developed conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia. Obviously, Mueller didn't establish that. The dossier said that the Russians had been feeding Trump intelligence for years about Hillary Clinton and others. Mueller failed to establish that. Can you talk about, do you think that Mueller simply couldn't prove some of these things and that they actually may in fact be true? Or what are your thoughts about some of these allegations that haven't proven out?
I think the best metaphor for this is Pearl Harbor. Here was a report, and we have to think about the meta theme of the report, which is that, here was a report that said the Russians are trying to affect the outcome of an American election with the specific goal of electing Donald Trump president. In hindsight, that call, that warning about an attack on Pearl Harbor turned out to be correct. And in light of current events, I think no one can really question whether Donald Trump is capable of inciting a foreign government to help himself. That said, in hindsight, it's sort of like, talking about Pearl Harbor and saying, well, the report got it wrong because you said there was going to be 150 Japanese Zeros and there was only 120. They were going to come in from the north, but they actually came in from the west, which is just deflects from the bigger point.
Right. And I would also point out that there's a huge distinction between unproven and untrue. And we talk about this a lot in the book. There isn't a long list of things in the dossier that have been disproven. There are many things that have not been resolved as to whether or not they are true.
Can we go back to the root? Who is Christopher Steele?